So oh, go ahead.
I'm
Great.
just curious, did you start it off then where she's playing to a click track and just bare bones and then layer just on top of that?
Yeah, we did.
That's exactly
Stereo
right.
guitar tracks were done. Sounds were decided and printed with the effects right to tape,
Just for her, though.
and then a reference vocal. And those were the things we gave the players, and worked with ourselves. 'Cause, Cindy played a lot of keyboards on it as well as producing it, and then I did a bunch of guitar stuff on it.
And it was all. Would you? No, go ahead. Reminiscent.
Yeah, what was it like to just get this tape of guitar and vocal things and
Well, we were
no other
just-
direction?
We were just talking about the fact whether there was a click or not. He thought there wasn't, and I knew there had
Well,
been.
the original tape, the very first thing that you gave me.
Oh, we probably didn't give you clicks because we knew you didn't need a click. We knew you could count.
But what
We
ended
had
up,
clicks just for ourselves.
but what ended up happening? You
Well, yeah, we only had 8 tracks, and we did a lot of internal bouncing, so eventually you get to a point where you have to erase the click, and you're hoping that all the instruments on there are enough now that you don't need the click. And then invariably you always have one more thing that wishes it could come in right on the downbeat, the first downbeat of the song, and there's no more click.
Yeah, we did that because my guitar at the time that I did most of those rhythm tracks was a Guild Songbird, very thin, and then I got this one, and there was one song that Real World that I had to come in on the second measure because we didn't have a click track anymore, so we didn't know when it was going to come in. So if you listen to Real World, you can hear this guitar come in on the second measure, which worked out really well. It was like that was a neat, effect. So
Yeah.
we meant to do that too.
Right, exactly. Another one of those things where you say, yeah, that's part of the arrangement. It builds on the second measure.
Well, the other thing that happened to do with the click is I came in, there was guitar and bass playing along with guitar, not hearing the click. So the guitar had the click, but then the bass had no click, just the guitar to go by, and then I'm trying to add drums to it. And
So
it
you
was
didn't play with the bass player?
No,
no,
they came in separate.
everything was
Oh,
totally separate.
Yeah.
I came in and actually it was just Lauren and I at the actual recording of the drum parts, but it wasn't working. I mean, it just got to the point where it was just too far removed from the click. So what we ended up doing, I don't know if we did it on all the tracks or not, but is we just turned off the bass, and I just followed the guitar, and then had the bass redone along with the drums. Because past a certain point, you just get too far away from the click, and the drums. I was like speeding up, slowing down all the time, just trying to lock in. So.
Did you do the whole kit at once, or did you do separate?
Everything was done at once unless there's percussion over top of it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you were here for the first
It
part
was
of
a
it.
mono drums.
Yeah, just one track.
Because the drums were an afterthought. I mean, originally Sarah had so many demos that were so overproduced, and some of them were well produced. They just buried her in the mix. Her vocals weren't the main thing, and the song didn't seem to be the main thing. It was
She
always
wasn't showcased.
yeah. I mean, like if you listen to a Stevie Nicks album, you put on the headphones, it's just walls of vocals. It's a Stevie Nicks album, You put on a band album, then there's more of a showcase of the band. So. With this, she originally said, let's keep it more of an acoustic-based record, no drums. And then after 2 or 3 tunes, John came over and said,
We were
how
just
many
gonna
things
do-
can we shake and make it
Yeah,
sound
we
different?
originally just made
This
percussion.
song's screaming for drums.
Yeah.
So, Need to Be Yours is what she just played an excerpt of. Here's a version of it very early in the game with that guitar part, a reference vocal, and what we thought was going to be a slap bass part at the time, and then even that we wanted to redo with fingers. Yeah, it's from the final thing. A little raw.
Shaking the seams of my soul again. One look and up my heart goes again. Each time you makes me weak.
Yeah, the guitar had a weird flange type thing on it, and the bass had a weird flange thing on it. Everything just started sounding rubber bandy, messy.
What do you
So we had to clean it up a bit.
It's all about it. Certifiable like for you. That's undeniable. Can you see? Can you
I need to be yours.
This is before all the guitar ideas and the piano and the drum, the bass finger. Now all some guitar things are happening.
Shaking the seams of my soul. One look and off my heart goes again. Each time you happen, makes me weep in a wicked way. In deep on course, I'm here to stay. What do you want it to be?
Then we started adding piano and background vocals.
It's all about
I think this is the finger-based part now.
certifiable love for you. And that's undeniable. Can't you see?
And by this point, there's 14 vocals on the track.
Can't you see? Can't you see? I need
Most of them Sarah's.
to be yours.
I think 2 of them were mine.
Can't you?
And Susanna Simpson played a lot of keyboards on the record. And she had a lot of fill ideas here that we didn't end up
Can't you
using.
see? Can't you see? I need to be.
And this was the finished record. A little sparser on that wah.
Shaking
Every other
the
one.
seams of my soul again. One look and off
So you can
my
see how it's
heart
much
goes
tighter.
again. Each time you
Eventually the ideas come together and you start to gel and say, oh, this is what it's supposed to be.
in a wicked way. And deep on course, I'm here to stay. What do you want it to be? It's all about a certifiable love for you. That's undeniable. Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see? I need to be yours.
Yeah, and a lot of those harmonies we didn't have originally either. Sometimes you just hear it so often you start singing things along with it. And I remember singing that one of those parts there. That's undeniable. Right. You said, what's that? Yeah, what are you singing? Put that in there. I like that.
A lot of times that happened. And I think probably, for me, one of the most important things is to be able to have the time with the music. Either you spend time with the band and you work on the arrangements over a period of time and they develop and they gel into something, or you have the luxury of doing it in owning the studio that you do it in. So you don't cut short the song's particular development as a separate entity, because I really believe that it is, and it has its time, and it reveals itself to you sometimes quickly, sometimes gradually, but the process is exactly that, a process. And I think sometimes people forget in the whole technical aspect of it, and if time's an issue, they forget to honor that and respect that. And I think it's a very important part. And it was very much a luxury to be able to take the time, as much as the time that was taken. And I appreciate that my music got that attention. It's
Hundreds of hours.
hundreds of hours. It's unusual.